Have you ever stopped to wonder what happens to your energy every time you complain? Just imagine, for a moment, that you are a being immersed in a vast, invisible field of energy. A field that vibrates and responds, silently, to every word you speak, to every thought you entertain. Now, think back to all the times you've complained about traffic, the government, people, the weather, your job, your life. Maybe you think complaining is just a way to vent. But what if I told you that every complaint is a vibrational request, a frequency you emit, unknowingly attracting more of what you say you don't want? In this video, you'll discover what science, spirituality, and ancient traditions say about this subtle, yet destructive habit. You'll understand how complaining poisons your mind, weakens your body, and opens dangerous energetic doors that disconnect you from your essence. And, more importantly, you'll learn how to reverse this cycle with simple, powerful, and transformative practices. Gratitude is not just a beautiful word. It's the vibrational key to an entirely new reality. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why. At first glance, complaining may seem like an emotional reaction to frustration. But at its core, complaining is resistance to the present moment. It's like telling the universe, "This shouldn't be happening. I don't accept what is." You are literally fighting with reality. And according to the Tao Te Ching and the teachings of Lao Tzu, all resistance creates friction, and all friction blocks energy. That's the root of the issue. Complaining is not the solution to the problem. It's part of the problem. The Greek philosopher Heraclitus said it centuries ago. Everything flows. Nothing stands still. Life is movement. The universe is in constant change, but the chronic complainer tries to freeze the moment, to resist the tide, to control the uncontrollable. And that's where silent suffering is born, not just emotional, but vibrational, according to Hermetic tradition. The philosophy that inspired alchemists, magicians, and ancient sages. All is mind. The universe responds not to your words, but to your vibration. So when you complain, even if you think you're just talking, you're actually emitting a dense, resistant, disharmonious signal. And the universe, like a perfect mirror, reflects that same frequency back to you. It may feel emotional, but complaining is also neurological. Every time you complain, your brain activates the alert system, controlled by a part called the amygdala. This is where emotions like fear, anger, and frustration are processed. And when you complain frequently, this system becomes chronically activated. According to neuropsychologist Dr. Rick Hanson, author of Buddha's Brain, the human brain has a negativity bias. It was evolutionarily programmed to keep us safe, which means you're wired to remember what went wrong. And the more you complain, the more you strengthen that neural pathway. It's like riding a bike along the same dirt trail over and over. The path gets deeper, more automatic, but harder to escape. Neuroscience calls this negative neuroplasticity. Your brain literally reshapes itself according to the habits you feed. So, if you complain every day, your brain rewires to see problems everywhere. You become a magnet for negativity. You miss opportunities, joy, and solutions. It's like wearing dirty glasses all day. You think the world is blurry, but it's really just your lens that needs cleaning. When you complain, your amygdala sends a danger signal to your body. The body responds by releasing cortisol, the stress hormone. And what does excess cortisol do? It weakens your immune system, raises blood pressure, causes silent inflammation, disrupts digestion, causes insomnia, and contributes to depression, anxiety, and even cancer. According to studies from the Mayo Clinic, people who constantly nurture negative emotions have a higher risk of autoimmune and cardiovascular diseases. In other words, complaining literally makes your body sick. Emotionally, complaining becomes a behavioral addiction. You feel temporary relief. But your brain learns that complaining is a quick fix, and so it searches for more things to complain about, creating a vicious cycle. You become reactive, pessimistic, energetically drained. And worse, without realizing it, you begin to contaminate your environment. From an energetic perspective, every thought and word emits a frequency. When you complain, you vibrate in scarcity, fear, and resistance. These vibrations form waves that saturate your auric field, like throwing dark paint over a light bulb, and the more you do it, the denser and more stagnant your energy becomes. The Hermetic principle says, like attracts like. And as Neville Goddard once said, feeling is the secret. When you vibrate in complaint, you feel lack. And when you feel lack, you attract more lack. It's the law of attraction, operating in silence. In esoteric traditions, it is believed that dense emotions create cracks in your aura, portals through which low-vibration entities can enter. Complaining resonates with these frequencies. It even feeds egregores, non-physical entities formed by collective emotional energy. They feed on dissatisfaction and negativity. Have you ever felt that in certain places, everything seems blocked? Everything irritates? Everything breaks? It might be a collective energetic field saturated with complaints. Complaining is a spiritual misalignment. It's turning your back on the flow of life, trying to control what's never been yours to control. You are like a ship in the ocean trying to fight the waves instead of sailing with them. The more you try to impose your will on the universe, the more you lose your connection with it. According to Gary Zukov, author of Seed of the Soul, when you live in denial of what is, you lose your power, your natural state of being, your aliveness. You are cut off from your true source of creativity, and you introduce confusion into your life. So, how do we stop the cycle? The answer is gratitude. But wait, gratitude is not just saying, thanks. True gratitude is a vibrational state of acceptance, expansion, and alignment with life. It's looking at what is, and instead of resisting, it's choosing to embrace, even if it hurts, even when it makes no sense, even if it feels unfair. Gratitude is the spiritual courage to trust that everything has a greater purpose, even the chaos, and science agrees. Studies from the University of California found that keeping a gratitude journal lowers cortisol, improves sleep, reduces anxiety and depression, increases immunity and motivation for healthy habits. Dr. Robert Emmons, psychologist and gratitude researcher, says, gratitude blocks toxic emotions like envy, resentment, and regret. You literally can't feel grateful and miserable at the same time. Neuroscience shows that gratitude activates areas of the brain associated with pleasure, well-being, and social connection. It literally rewrites your brain's operating system. Gratitude is not passive. It's an active healing force. As Wayne Dyer said, gratitude is the fairest of all the flowers which spring out of the mind. Now, let's bring it back home. The last part of the practice is setting an intention. But before we dive into that, I want to share something personal with you. Recently, I faced a situation where I felt compelled to complain. However, instead of giving in to that urge, I decided to apply the wisdom we've explored today. I shifted my focus to gratitude, embracing the present moment. As I did this, I noticed a profound inner change. My heart filled with appreciation for the beauty surrounding me. It was as though a heavy burden had been lifted, replaced by a sense of lightness and peace. Not only did this practice bring tranquility to my own being, but it also positively impacted those around me. By radiating gratitude, I attracted positive energy and harmonious relationships. It became a daily habit that enriched my life in ways I had never imagined. Think back to a challenging experience you faced or are currently going through. Instead of dwelling on the negative aspects, take a moment to express gratitude for the lessons and growth opportunities it has brought into your life. Reflect on how this challenge has shaped you, made you stronger, or opened up new possibilities. By practicing gratitude in the face of adversity, You can transform your perspective and find strength within yourself. And that brings us to our final step: intention setting. Armed with this new perspective, I invite you to set a clear intention for the next 24 hours. Focus on how you want to feel. Write down 3 affirmations that embody the energy you wish to cultivate. For instance, if you want to radiate more joy, write, "I am a radiant light. I choose joy. I spread happiness." Repeat these affirmations throughout the day, especially when you notice resistance or negativity arising. Remember, intentions are not just goals for the future. They are vibrational anchors for the present moment. Set them, believe them, feel them, and watch as your reality aligns with your deepest desires. Let's finish with a simple but powerful exercise: the 3 breaths of gratitude. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. On this breath, think of something you are grateful for. Hold that thought as you breathe out. With the next breath, think of another source of gratitude. Hold that thought, and with the third breath, bring to mind one more thing you appreciate. Hold that thought. Keep these thoughts in your awareness throughout the day. If this video helped shift your perspective, leave a like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to raise their frequency. Because when you change your vibration, you don't just change your life, you change the world around you.